I drove heavy, 3-inch nails deep into the solid oak door of our son's bedroom, while my wife, Angela, screamed from the other side, her fists beating against the thick wood over and over again until I knew for a fact that her knuckles were bleeding. It was the freezing dead of winter, back in 1925. A brutal, howling blizzard had completely buried our small Ohio farm under 3 feet of snow, cutting us off from the entire world. Our boy, little Thomas, was burning up with a terrible, unyielding fever. A sweeping sickness was moving fast through the county. "Let me in!" Angela shrieked, her voice tearing through the quiet, frozen house. "He needs his mother. Please, Henry, let me take him." I stood with my back pressed hard against the heavy door, closing my eyes, gripping the iron hammer so tightly my hands shook. I didn't say a single word. I just listened to her slide down the door, sobbing hysterically, begging God to strike me dead. By the second day, she started threatening. She called me a monster. She told me the second the snow thawed, she was going to the sheriff and she would see me hang. She sat whispering curses under the door. "He is going to die in there because of you," she hissed. "You're killing him." Inside the room, it was just me, a dimly lit oil lamp, and Thomas. I sat by his bedside, wiping his sweaty forehead with cool, damp rags, hour after agonizing hour. His shallow breathing sounded like dry autumn leaves crushing in his chest. Every fiber of my being desperately wanted to open that heavy wooden door. I wanted my wife to hold him, to stroke his hair, to tell me it would all be okay, but I couldn't. I had to keep that door shut, you see. What Angela didn't remember, what her fragile mind had completely blocked out to protect her own sanity, was what happened 5 years earlier. In 1918, the Great Flu swept through town. Our firstborn, a little girl named Clara, caught it. She was only 4, and Angela lost her mind with fear. The panic consumed her. While I was asleep, Angela decided the only way to save Clara was to sweat the sickness out. She drew a bath of boiling hot water mixed with raw lye and mustard seed and held our screaming daughter in it. By the time I woke up and pulled Clara out, it was too late. The massive shock stopped her heart entirely. Angela's mind just snapped. She collapsed, and for 3 months, didn't speak a word. When she finally woke up, she had no memory of the boiling bath. She believed with absolute certainty that the flu simply took Clara. The doctor told me the trauma was too much. If she ever remembered the truth, it would kill her. So, I buried our daughter. And I buried the awful truth, right along with her. Now, sitting in the dark with Thomas, I could hear Angela downstairs, rummaging through the kitchen. I smelled the sharp, bitter scent of mustard seed, wafting up the stairs. She was boiling water. She was getting ready. Her broken mind was trying to repeat the cycle. I pressed my hands against my face, weeping silently. I had to let her hate me. I had to be the villain. Because if I opened that door, she would unknowingly kill our son, just like our daughter. On the morning of the 4th day, the fever finally broke. His breathing leveled out. He opened his eyes and asked for water. The sickness had passed. I pulled the nails out of the door, one by one, tossing them aside. When I finally opened it, Angela was sitting at the bottom of the stairs, clutching a large iron pot. She looked up at me, her eyes completely empty, stripped of all love she had for me. Thomas lived. He grew up strong, but Angela never forgave me. She never smiled at me again. We lived the rest of our lives in that same house, sleeping in separate rooms, like ghosts. I saved my son's life, but lost my wife forever. And I will carry her hatred straight to my grave.